a person who has a background in biology, they can definitely go into a lot of different fields ahead. If they want to go for post graduation, they can even go in.
Hello guys, welcome back to my channel Immigrant, where you get to know about different career options from the students and professionals who share their experience with those of you who are planning to study or work in Canada. In today's video, we have Pooja Gupta. She has completed her master's in biomedical engineering from one of the Canada's top universities, and in conversation with her, we'll talk about why she chose master's over PGDM, the admission requirements, type of courses that you get to learn, what are some other programs that you can pursue in the same field, and finally, the overall scope of biomedical or biotechnology in the Canadian job market. Having said that, without any further ado, let's begin. Hi Pooja, thank you so much for joining. Before we jump into the question that I have for you, if you can quickly introduce yourselves to our viewers.
Yeah, thank you so much, Sagar, for inviting me today. So, hi viewers, my name is Pooja Gupta, and I'm a recent graduate in biomedical engineering from University of Toronto. And I'm looking forward to start my career in healthcare in Canada. Previously, I've done my bachelor's in biotechnology from Amity University, Mumbai, and I moved to Canada in 2019, like yeah, right before the pandemic, and it has been a tough journey since then, considering the job market out here. But yeah, definitely looking forward to start my career out here because I recently got hired and I'm excited to know about the Canadian job market.
All right, Pooja. So my first question for you is, why did you choose masters over post-graduation diploma, or why do you think someone should go for masters instead of PGDM?
Okay, so in my personal opinion, I feel a master's degree is of a higher notion than PGDM because it lets the student gain knowledge in whatever courses or whatever field they want to pursue their masters in. Like, I think they can create their own journey or like by taking up projects or courses of their own choice as compared to PGDM, which is sort of like skill based and it's more of like short courses to be able to go into the industry, but masters can even give the students an opportunity of research, or if they want to go ahead for another degree, higher education, or yeah, and their options become more wider as compared to PGDM because they can go into they can apply for a lot of jobs as compared to PGDM. I think it's PGDM is sort of skill based, whereas masters is more of like knowledge based degree. So yeah.
No, that's a wonderful answer. So, any specific reason that you chose UFT over other universities and colleges?
So actually, my aim was to get into the university over colleges because I wanted to choose my own courses, or I wanted to do a master's degree as compared to PGDM. So yeah, and I applied into the top 3 or 4 universities in Canada. So and once I got into U of T, I was like, okay, let me not look into the other universities. Let me just go ahead and pursue a degree in this university. Even though U of T is kind of the fees of U of T is kind of comparable to US universities and the Ivy League universities, whereas the rest of the universities in Canada is pretty economical. So yeah, but I think if a student gets into U of T, that's when they just draw a line and they're like, okay, let's just go ahead and start doing the application process and everything.
So, Pooja, talking about your masters and UFT itself, how was the admission process? Like, how was the overall process? If you can describe that as well for us.
So the admission requirements in Canada, it's based on your educational profile. Like they would expect you to have, like especially in the universities, they would expect you to have like minimum 80 percentile, and that's one of the cutoff criteria. Other than that, I feel in terms of exams and stuff, your English exam, that is your IELTS, then they would ask your LOEs, then SOP, and also your official transcripts from the universities. So these are the main documentation process which they would require, the universities would require. But in terms of looking at a person, they would definitely look at the whole profile of that student in terms of their education, and then they would go ahead with the like selection and rejection process. And also one important thing is that for pursuing an engineering degree, they would definitely want you to have like a 4-year bachelor's degree back in India, and not a 3-year BSc degree, especially if you want to pursue an engineering degree. But I think in colleges they do consider BScs or PGDMs or students like coming from high schools. But this was one of the admission requirements for the universities.
Pooja, talking about the program, what kind of courses, what kind of subjects were included in the curriculum? If you can mention that as well.
Biomedical engineering for me was a bit challenging because my degree was in biotechnology, like my undergrad degree. So it was a complete switch because this degree was kind of industry specific, and it makes one ready for industry. And although the curriculum was kind of related to product development, but they were more inclined towards like FDA, Health Canada, and regulatory affairs. And they were making the students prepare for all sorts of things which are required for a medical device industry, pharmaceutical industry, rather than like a biotechnology kind of industry. So it was a complete switchover in that case, and I was finding it a little challenging in terms of my projects, and because everything was new and even my grad courses were pretty new. But the good part was I had the choice to choose whatever courses I want to take, or whatever uh, like however the journey, like what sort of journey I want to make with this degree. So that flexibility was there. Although some courses were compulsory, like in order to complete your minimum requirements for the degree, you had to take like a product development course, and you had to take like some sort of courses in order to complete the minimum requirements. Other than that, the important thing was this degree had a co-op factor, and I had to choose like a project, or I had to get an internship by the end of the degree. And I think because of the pandemic, that became really difficult for me, and I ended up doing a project in the university itself. So even though if you don't land up into an internship, the university definitely gives you a project or an internship, and like in one of their labs or something. So that's a good thing. But if you land up into an internship, that's well and good, because ultimately your internship gets converted into like your proper full time. So because of the pandemic, it was a bit difficult, but yeah, I would say it's not that difficult, but definitely it's a lot of hard work, and it's you have to put time and effort into pursuing these courses and projects. Yeah.
And how was the assignments? Like, how many assignments did you used to get?
It was innumerable. Like every week I had submissions and deadlines, and it is like I was always on my foot. Like every other day I had something or other submissions, and it was never ending. So it that's one thing, like assignments are like a 3 a.m. or 4 a.m. tasks, and it keeps you up all night, and it just takes all of your days, like your weekends, your complete life is like just involved in doing assignments.
Pooja, as you pursued masters in biomedical engineering, what are some other programs or other courses that you would recommend to people who are planning to start their career in medical or biotechnology field in Canada?
So I think a person who has a background in biology, they can definitely go into a lot of different fields ahead. If they want to go for post graduation, they can even go into like bio plus management, or if they want to go into core fields, they can go into immunology, genetic counseling, microbiology. And since I was inclined towards medical devices, that's why I switched my field and in pursuing my degree in biomedical. And but having pursued a degree in biology does not limit you for going for a post graduation degree in just biology. You can definitely go for a post graduation degree in a lot of different fields, and you can also go for a masters in biotechnology itself. That can also diversify your career options, because here masters in biotechnology is just not a core biotechnology masters, but it has a lot of industrial courses and a lot of management courses as well. So it's an amalgamation of industry plus bio factors. So it definitely would widen your career choices ahead. And I would also suggest for someone for looking into certification courses, especially in Canada. A certification is definitely sometimes a pre-requirement for a particular job position. Like I myself would be looking into like certification programs ahead after I've completed my grad degree, because like there are some job requirements when you would be looking into the job market. It would definitely require you to have a certification in that particular job title or job position you are looking into. So that would enhance your skills and also your chances of landing up into that job easily.
So Pooja, going forward, as you mentioned in your introduction that you recently got hired. First of all, congratulations for that. So for now, and that would be, I know that would be a real struggle that we will consider in some other video for sure. For now, my question is, what are the different job titles one can expect, or what kind of job market, or what's the job market in Canadian environment? If you can tell us about that as well.
Yeah, for sure. So I think the Canadian market is still growing. And if one wants to look into a bio sort of field, they can definitely look into like, pharmaceutical firms or bio startups and medical device industries. Also, they can even look into a lot of hospitals and even probably work in a research lab. So, and in terms of positions or some job titles which they should target after graduating from, especially biomedical field or bio pharma or bio technology, I would say that they can go into medical writing. They can go into quality and regulatory affairs. They can even sort of go for like technical roles like such as lab technicians, research assistants, and other than that they can also probably go into sales and marketing and management. Is also one of consulting is also one of the most blooming and growing fields which they can consider. Yeah. And if they have like a sound computer knowledge, they can also go into data analysis in a bio setting. So these are some of the job opportunities which they can definitely consider.